Today we learn short division, the bus stop method. We will follow these 6 steps. Step 1, dividend on the inside, spaced out, divisor on the outside. Step 2, divide the digits. So first up, 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. 4 divided by 2 will give us 2, 42. Next question, let's space the digits out. You can see I'm leaving a nice gap between the digits. The divisor on the outside. Now, step 2, let's divide each digit. Now, how many 7s go into 2? 0 7s. So I put a 0 above and I carry over the 2 to the next digit. That makes the number 24. How many 7s go into 24? 3 7s. 3 multiplied by 7 is 21. The remainder is 3. So I carry over a 3. How many 7s go into 35? That would be 5 7s. The next digit I have 6. Now 7 doesn't go perfectly into 6, so I know I'm going to have a remainder. Now I'm just going to show you how to write a decimal answer. First thing to know, 2456 is the same as this number where I add a decimal point, a 0, and another 0. How many 7s go into that 6? 0. Now 0 multiplied by 7 is 0. The remainder is 6. I carry over that 6 to the next digit. Now how many 7s go into 60? That would be 8 7s. So I put an 8. 8 multiplied by 7 is 56. 56, what do I add to 56 to get 60? 4. So I put a 4 in my next column. Now, how many 7s go into 40? Well, 7 multiplied by 5 is 35. So I'm going to have a 5. There's another 0 here, and the remainder would be 5. Now, we can see that we're going to just keep getting digits. One thing I forgot to say, we had our decimal point over here. We must add our decimal point at the top in our quotient. So directly above. So we can see we're going to get this number, this decimal answer with a whole lot of digits. I know that my next digit after the 5 would be a 7, because 7 times 7 is 49, and the remainder would be 1. So my rounded solution to 2 decimal places would be 350.86. But if I was simply required to give a remainder as a fraction, with a remainder of 6, we would write our answer as follows. 350, the remainder 6 goes on the top. Now some of you might wonder, where am I getting the 6 from? If you look down at the bottom, when we carried over that green 6. So that green 6 remainder goes into the numerator, and I was dividing by 7. So 350 and 6 sevenths. Progress check. Have a go yourselves, then check your answers with mine. How many 5s go into that 7? That would be 1, and the remainder would be 2. How many 5s go into 25? That would be 5, and my quotient is 15. How many 4s would go into that 9? That would be 2 4s, and my remainder is 1. How many 4s would go into 16? That would be 4, and my quotient is 24. How many 6s would go into that 4? Well, 0 6s. So I will write my 0 on the top. The remainder is 4. I carry it over to the next digit. How many 6s go into 43? That would be 7 6s. 7 multiplied by 6 is 42. The remainder is 1. I carry it over. How many 6s go into 12? That would be 2 6s. And my quotient is 72. How many 5s go into 1? That would be 0 5s. I carry over the 1 to the next digit. How many 5s go into 12? That would be 2 5s, and my remainder is 2. How many 5s go into 21? That would be 4 5s is 20. The remainder is 1. How many 5s go into 15? That would be 3 5s. And my final answer is 243. How many 9s go into 5? 0. So I'm going to put a 0, carry over the 5. How many 9s go into 57? 6. 6 multiplied by 9 is 54. The remainder would be 3. So I carry over the 3. How many 9s go into 32? 3 9s. 3 multiplied by 9 is 27. The remainder is 5. And it carries over. How many 9s go into 54? That would be 6 9s. And my final answer, 636. First up, how many 8s go into 8? That would be 1. How many 8s go into 3? That would be 0, and the 3 carries over. How many 8s go into 32? That would be 4 8s. How many 8s go into 5? Well, that would be 0 8s. And the 5 is carried over to the next 0. This makes the number 50. How many 8s go into 50? That would be 6. 6 times 8 is 48, and the remainder is 2. How many 8s go into 20? That will be 2 8s, because 2 8s is 16. So I put my 2. The remainder is 4. So I carry over the 4 to the next digit. And in my final column, I've got the 40. How many 8s into 40? That would be 5. Now, there's one small thing that you always need to add. I have my decimal point at the bottom. I've got to add my decimal point on the top. So I can see my final quotient is 1040. Let me add a comma. 1040.625. As a fraction, you could have written the remainder as follows. So as you can see, we have our green 5, that was the remainder. I put it as the numerator, and of course my divisor was 8, so I have 8 at the bottom. So there is my remainder expressed as a fraction. And that's a wrap for today's lesson. Hey guys, this is Casey at Onetree. If you like the content, please remember to like and subscribe. Also, if you'd like some online tutoring, please email me at onetreemath@gmail.com. Cheers.